Yeah, Rahman, welcome to CNN News 18. Rahman, sir, Nexa Music is a platform that offers opportunities to aspiring singers. This is, of course, mentored by you. What's in the store for the season 3 of Nexa Music?
So first season, second season were actually focused on indie English songs. I think season 3 opens it up to different languages of India and different styles. So I think this is going to be a very, very exciting season for Nexa.
Do you think then diversification is the key to the growth of a musician and taking a vernacular route is very important?
See, actually, if you take one kind of music, then after a while it gets monotonous. But each language has a style, a culture behind it, and there's a philosophy behind it, and there's wisdom behind it, and there's a tradition behind it. So I feel like all that has to come up in the mainstream. Some few people keep doing it, in various TV shows, but I think here we have an opportunity to produce it in a way where everybody can enjoy that. So, yeah.
You know, season 3 of Nexa Music is focusing on vernacular music. But, do you think still there are languages or the dialects that A.R. Rahman hasn't heard or haven't heard about?
There's so many. I think.
You have traveled across the country for the Amazon series Harmony.
Yes, I did. But, there's so many villages and certain secrets from the villages are kept within the family tradition, Gharana. And I feel like there's so much to discover. You're surprised, India is a place where I think one lifetime is not enough to discover the talent, the tradition, and the beauty of each culture. Yeah.
So, which are some of the singers that have impressed you from the previous seasons?
From the previous season, I think there are many people like Nisa Shetty. She came in and she's part of my shows. And then, there's also a couple of songwriters from Nagaland. And Nagaland is a, untapped treasure.
Yeah. Talking about then Nagaland, first congratulations. You recently unveiled the poster of the documentary that you produced. The documentary is called Headhunting to Beatboxing. Please tell us about the response that you had at the Cannes and what can we expect from the songs of the film?
So, I personally felt like it's such a great story for humanity, Well, the history of violence and just for protection, all that stuff is there. And there's a community which has moved away from that and they're leading the younger generation to art, music. And it's a great story for the whole world, not just for India. And in India, you always hear about, Nagaland is a very dangerous place. When I was young, I only heard this stuff. Suddenly you go there, it's changed completely. The Hornbill Festival, it looked like a place where I want to be forever. The nature, the people, so loving and so I felt like I called Rohit from, Creative Indians and said, hey, just come in with your camera. He comes in and he starts shoots. And then it was almost 4 to 5 years. Then COVID came. But when we released the poster, there was so much excitement. People are like taking a photograph of the phone, the poster from my phone and from my iPad. And it had some kind of we can see the energy.
Talking about the Hornbill Music Festival, I was talking to Teja Maru, who's the head of the festival, and he said, expect some very good Naga music when the documentary will come out. So very excited.
So the documentary actually, the Testro sisters, they are part of it. Some couple of I think Jonathan and his sister, that pair, and they have great songwriting skills and beautiful voices. And there is a sense of calmness and nature which comes into the songwriting. There's a lot of humanity in it. And what I felt like, if you're in a city, you can never write songs like that. Maybe I think when you're one with nature, you can write songs like that. There is a reggae band, and there are a lot of DJs there. There's a classical music conservatory which have set up there we adopted an orphanage. And so those kids are playing strings now. We'll slowly move into brass and form an orchestra there. So it's all good stuff.
Well, I don't agree that. I know that A.R. Rahman can create music from anywhere. He doesn't need to go to a place. But staying with this theme, then, you actually dim the lights of your studio while working on the song Vida Karo, and you decided to light some candles.
I actually wanted an experience that time because we felt like very rarely we get to compose something very serene and beautiful. So, and Imtiaz had liked the mukra of the thing. So I said, why don't we extend the song? The song actually kept evolving. We had a love song, similar tune, and a sad song. So Vidakaro was done, and I said, let's do an antra. And then for doing the antra, we're chilling out. There was a big classroom with a piano. I said, let's dim the lights, and we were jamming. And then after that, I felt like you saw Chamkila and Amarjot both dead. Why can't she have a voice? Then that antra, Janita, was added. So it was a process where we just kept adding.
So then, which are the other songs for which you had this sensory experience? Like probably you added a fragrance to the room, or again...
There's always good fragrance. I believe that smell is very, very important. That's one of the reasons why Lamask is also based on scent and everything. My mom used to put dhoop when she was alive. My wife, she gets all kinds of incenses, and she makes sure that the whole place smells very good.
But does it help you?
It does. Yeah. It does. Subliminally, it changes the way good smell and bad smell. There's such a difference.
So then, which fragrance inspired which song? From Highway or?
No, I think mostly now everybody's tuned, everybody's oriented to have a good smell in the studio. When people come in, there's oud, there is agarbatti smell, there is musk sometimes, there is rose.
Actors have their perfume for the characters.
Yeah.
So I think A.R. Rahman has fragrances for the kind of music they want to create.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think
for a peppy song, you have a different fragrance.
No.
So, there's so much of hype around Ramayana, which is being made right now. It stars Ranbir Kapoor. And the biggest headline out of that film is the collaboration between A.R. Rahman and Hans Zimmer.
I can't talk about anything now. Till officially people announce anything.
You also introduced a new voice with Yashika for the song Tu Kya Jaane. Do you always look out, or do the new voices are always on your mind?
They are, because mostly it fails. Sometimes you feel like Yashika came in to sing chorus actually, and then she said we were jamming on Kaleja, Nan Kaleja, and so when I heard her voice and she did that whole tempo at the beginning, I said, this girl's voice sounds good, so why don't we call her back? So she comes back, and I was making the song. I just had one line from Irshad Kamal, and then I was on the piano, made her sing, change, and all this stuff. Song was made, and then Imtiaz listened to it, and he said, who sang this? I said, Yashika. But we're going to change it to, Shreya Ghoshal. And he didn't say anything. I said, do you like that? I like this voice, he said. And during the last mixing time, I think it was, so I said, why don't we get Shreya to sing it anyway? So it'll add so much, because she'll bring her prowess. But my heart was like, getting somebody new, like somebody like Yashika will be fresh for that stuff. My heart was 50-50. I said, okay, let's call Shreya Ghoshal. If she picks up the phone, she sings. Otherwise, Yashika sings. And it was final mix, right? The next day we had to deliver the mix. And Shreya didn't pick the phone. I said, okay, it's Yashika. And then 1 hour later, she calls back. I said, oh, it's Shreya Ghoshal. And then she was supposed to record in the night, and she got stuck in the traffic. It took 3-4 hours, and I said, okay, now it's not meant, it's meant for Yashika. Yesterday she called up and said, I'm not only any song of yours. Yeah.
Singers, don't keep your phone on silent. You have done that to Kapil Sharma as well.
Kapil Sharma, no. He's always I love his voice. I think one day we're going to make something beautiful.
So then, staying with the voices, Rahman, how do you see the aging of voice? Do you think singers who are in their 40s or in their 50s, do their voice also qualify?
Voice never ages. Okay. Mentally, they give up. Some singers, I find that the voice is the same. They don't do riyas. They don't put themselves. And if you look at Asha Bhosle, 88, she sings something, and somebody sent me some stuff, and it's incredible. Even younger people can't sing that. And they're an example, like how, it's all the mind. And once you think you're old, you become old. It's a mind factor. Yeah.
At 68, she sang Kambak Fish.
Exactly.
So I remember Asha Bhosle. But sir, do you also like singers to learn the song when they go behind the mic? Like they should remember the lyrics. Or do you like them to have a sheet in front of them?
It depends. I mean, sometimes you're forced because some shooting happens, and so they come and sing line by line, we punch and do. Nowadays, what I'm recently I've done a song with Anuradha Padwalji. So I called her one day before because I love her voice. So I gave the song, and then she came the next day and she sang.
Do you remember the lyrics when you sing for your songs?
I don't want to remember anything. my thing is, if I remember, I feel like my mind will be filled with all the old stuff. So I usually have something in front of me and I sing. Some of the songs I can remember, but when I sing Hindi or Telugu or whatever, Punjabi, Tamil is my mother tongue. All the rest of the stuff is like going through a transformation. And ka and ha, ka, all the stuff comes in. But pronunciation, because I learned a bit of Urdu also, so I can understand.
So then, I often ask singers, how much time do they take to get friendly with a tune? How much time then A.R. Rahman takes?
Unfortunately, I'm very few songs I learn and sing because I'm sometimes composing on the go. So I do like jamming of 15 minutes and I chop from that, and sometimes re-sing something, sometimes I just put it together. And that's one of the reasons why I don't sing much, because I want to be the other end, getting great performances from people. Yeah.
We love the music of Maidan and the song Team India Ham. India and Pakistan going to play on June 9th after a long time. Are you a big cricket buff?
Me, no, zero. There's never time for me to watch cricket. But my friends, I know Sachin and Virat, and we've hung out.
You don't have a famous India-Pakistan cricket match story where
I'm zero. One can't be in everything. My focus is music, and music is cricket.
Not kids also?
Son sees cricket, yeah.
And finally, you just mentioned a word called wonderment on the stage.
Yeah.
It's a term you heard from Michael Jackson manager. Can you please tell us more about it?
Yeah, I was with Kenny Ortega, who's directed the This Is It documentary, and he's also part of my documentary. So we were jamming, and he said, because he was very close to Michael Jackson, so he said Michael Jackson's one word which he always says is wonderment, and I remember that one.
Well, I'm looking forward to headhunting and beatboxing and to what you do next. Thank you so much for your time, sir. Best of luck.
Thank you. Bye.